What if I told you that one man was so terrifying that even the mighty Ottoman Empire hesitated to fight him? A ruler so ruthless that his enemies feared him more than death itself. This is the story of Vlad the Impaler, real-life Dracula. In the 15th century, Europe was on the brink of collapse. The Ottoman Empire had conquered Constantinople and was expanding into Eastern Europe. Standing in their way was one man, Vlad III, the Prince of Wallachia. But he was no ordinary ruler. He fought not with numbers, but with fear. At first, Vlad III was an ally of the Ottomans, even spending part of his youth in their court. But when he returned to rule Wallachia, he refused to pay tribute to Sultan Mehmed II. Instead of submission, he waged war. In 1461, Vlad led a brutal campaign against Ottoman forces along the Danube River. His troops destroyed villages, slaughtered entire garrisons, and left no survivors. His message was clear. Wallachia would not bow to the Sultan. Furious, Mehmed II assembled an army of 90,000 soldiers, one of the largest forces of the time. He personally led the invasion in 1462, determined to crush Vlad once and for all. But what they found was beyond imagination. Knowing he was outnumbered, Vlad used deception and guerrilla warfare. On the night of June 17, 1462, he led a daring raid into the Ottoman camp, disguised in enemy uniforms. His goal: to assassinate the Sultan. Under the cover of darkness, Vlad's men stormed the camp, setting fire to tents and slaughtering Ottoman soldiers. Though Mehmed II escaped, the attack left his army shaken. But this was only the beginning of Vlad's psychological warfare. As the Sultan's army approached Vlad's capital, they encountered something out of a nightmare: a forest of corpses. Over 20,000 impaled soldiers lined the road, rotting under the sun. The sheer scale of brutality was unlike anything the Ottomans had ever seen. Even hardened warriors recoiled in horror. The Sultan, realizing the cost of fighting such a ruthless enemy, chose to retreat. Vlad had won not with numbers, but with terror. But Vlad's reign of fear had made him enemies at home as well. Later, in 1462, his former ally, King Matthias Corvinus of Hungary, betrayed him. Vlad was captured and imprisoned for 12 years. He regained his throne briefly in 1476. But his enemies had grown too strong. That same year, he was killed in battle, his head sent to Constantinople as a trophy. Vlad III became a legend. Some saw him as a ruthless tyrant, others as a national hero who defended his land against the Ottomans. His brutal tactics inspired fear, but also victory. Centuries later, his name would inspire something far different: the vampire legend of Dracula. But here's the question: was Vlad a monster, or was he simply a ruler who used fear to fight a greater evil? After all, in a world of war and betrayal, can anyone truly call themselves a hero?